Okay, guys. So for one of your first projects, as you will see or have seen on your syllabus and your schedule, you're going to be doing a interview. It's a careers and technology interview, and I realize that not everybody might know someone who has a career that's specifically in technology, whether that's architecture or engineering or even any type of vocational work, electrical, whatever. But I'd really like you guys, if you can find that person, to see if you can make those connections. And if you can't, you don't know anyone that does something in those areas, talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to your neighbor, but really look for a tie back into technology. When I say technology, I don't mean the ability to use Microsoft Word, okay? So think and relate it back to the things that we are going to do in our class and the topics that we're going to cover. Today I'm here with Mr. Ambrose, who is one of our assistant principals. So freshmen, you have not yet seen him, and some of you guys probably walk past him every day and don't know who he is. But first thing I'd say is get to know your administrators, and Mr. Ambrose is great. Definitely all of our administrators love to make connections and say hello and have you say hello to them. So, Mr. Ambrose, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, I guess I'll just give a quick description of kind of what I do, especially for some of your freshmen that are in your class that don't know who I am. I'm the assistant principal. I'm in charge of buildings, grounds, operations, and discipline. So probably what mainly you guys would notice is I deal with the deans. So if there's an issue that kind of goes past those guys, it comes to me. If there is a question, an appeal, or a decision that needs to be made that's a little above their level, that comes directly to me. Buildings, grounds, operations. So basically anytime there's something going wrong with the building, I'm in charge of it. So if something's broken, I'm the guy you come to, and I facilitate getting it taken care of. I facilitate some of the other things like over the summer. The next couple of summers, we're actually getting a new air conditioning ventilation unit put in. It's a $16 million project. So I'm kind of in charge of that from the building side. There are other people from the district side that are overall seeing it, but I oversee it from the building side. So just a quick overview of what I do. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for that. Now, in what you do, obviously your background is in high school teaching and then high school administration, and a lot of people wouldn't think that that there would be a technology element in what you do, but you just did describe the relationship or the some of the job duties of building maintenance, upkeep, and updating, and everything else. Do you feel like that like an understanding of things, whether they be blueprints or construction budgets or estimating, or just even scopes of work, job scopes of work, like those things? Is that something that you think is important to you, to have that kind of some basics in those technology areas, at least to execute some of those things?
Oh yeah, definitely, I would say that. So technology, as anything, is just growing more and more each year. I mean, I can think back to when I was in high school, where computers were just barely starting to come into the education system. I did not have a computer at home until I got into college. Actually, until my junior year in college, that I actually got a computer to work on. That was my own. So technology from that point to this point has just grown astronomically, and my ability on those levels has to grow as well. A lot of people just think, well, you're the assistant principal, maybe you type a couple of letters of recommendation or you write an email here and there. That's basically what you do on your computer. But actually what we do is a little bit more detailed. We have to make presentations and things like that to the school board, to the community. So you have to be able to use technology to make those presentations, make them interesting, find the information that you need, but also put the visual graphics and things on there that you need, be able to put pie charts or graphs or whatnot on there as well. Along with that, we have to correlate data every so often. Now, we do it here at the building level, and then we also have to do it at the district level to kind of see what we're doing as far as expenditures and money, and where we're expending that money on the building, but also with our attendance, with our discipline. Are those things going up? Are they going down? Where are we seeing spikes and things that we maybe need to address more at a building level or even a district level? So you're having to look at all that. You've got to be able to run reports. You've got to be able to put all that into spreadsheets and, like, say, pie charts and things. I'm a visual person, so I need to see it in front of me, and maybe not so much in numbers, but in pie charts and things like that. So you have to be able to use all that kind of stuff in what we do here in our jobs.
Awesome, thank you. Did you, my area, I teach engineering and architecture and 3D design. Did you ever take any type of drafting design or vocational classes, woods classes, anything in?
Yeah, like in middle school, we had the typical, rotation that you had to kind of do everything. You
Sure.
took a shop class, you took a computer class, you took a cooking class, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of give you an introduction into that to see, is it something that you were going to be interested
Sure.
in doing? So yeah, did a general drafting class and woodworking class. Now I did like woodworking itself, so I did pursue that more in high school. I like to work with my hands, like to build things and do that kind of stuff. Did not pursue the drafting side so much of it, but did take computer applications and things like that, because like I said, computers were just starting to come in.
Sure.
So wanting to kind of get that baseline knowledge and stuff and give myself a solid footing to kind of be able to step off on when I
Right.
went into college.
Right. So yeah, even though that's not your job, it sounds like some of those things helped. You mentioned the air conditioning, HVAC system, and having had some of that technical background, at least educationally, probably helps at least give you more information about it in your current capacity, I would gather.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
great. Problem solving for me is a big thing, and I always tell students and I tell parents, I said, if you don't go down a road, in a technical area like I have, even pre-teaching, with architecture, construction management, or engineering, design, or anything like that, I said my big thing is to give you, as a student, the takeaway of problem solving. And I think everything we do in my course area really helps to develop that. That's the one thing I can guarantee, that I can make you a better problem solver, day 30 than you were day 1. Do you think, as far as, you're familiar with what I do in the classroom, do you think that is something that students come away with through taking CTE classes?
Yeah, I would definitely say so, because just in the times I've been in observing your class and other classes like that too, a lot of the kids are coming up and they're not understanding how one part would go together with another part, and making structures so they actually can withhold weight and things like that. And I think the way you talk to them and talk them kind of through it, it's not giving necessarily the answer, but you're asking questions that kind of then, as they answer those questions, is walking them through that. So I think that helps them then figure out how to problem solve on their own.
Sure.
So yeah.
Okay, great. I guess last thing, I have a question here about acquiring a skill set, but we're really, guys, if you're not getting something from this, I think Mr. Ambrose is sort of defined what he does, and tied it back to yes, technology is necessary. It may not be what you want to do, but it's definitely a tool that gets you to do the things you need to do or want to do. So I think we're pretty much where we need to be. Any thoughts or anything you have, whether that be a thought from this standpoint, the questions I've asked, or just coming back to school or?
Yeah. Well, as I said, to kind of jump on the technology side, like to kind of maybe take it a step further for him. My father is a farmer. So growing up on the farm, we had our tractors, all the machinery and equipment and things. But to see that evolve over the years that we've been doing it, he is now driving tractors that basically drive themselves. They have the GPS on there, but he has to know how to work all those pieces of equipment to make sure everything is driving down. And then you've got a GPS that's on the planner that's talking to the GPS that's on the tractor, and if something goes wrong, he has to know what to do right away. So again, it's taking something like in farming, where it's been a very physical job over the years, and it's making it more technology based. And there's even talk out there that someday farmers will actually sit at their coffee table, program in what they want done on their iPad or laptop or whatever, and the tractors, the machinery, and everything go down the road, go into the field, drop it, GPS takes over from there and goes. So
It's amazing.
To show you a little bit of something that's just been hard physical labor, moving to that more technology side, that shows you that technology is going to be everywhere pretty much no matter what type of job you do. So it's something you're going to want to make sure you are working at, whether it's taking classes or whether you're self-teaching, looking things up on the internet, Googling how to do certain things. Just make sure you keep learning with technology and stay current as you can with it. As far as coming back to school, obviously this is not the way we want to be working with you guys and teaching. You know, we want you guys here in the building, and we look forward to the time that you guys are back in the building and I can swing by and introduce myself, and you guys can actually put a face, hopefully without the mask on, and see me, and I can see you guys. But obviously keep working hard, keep up with what's going on at home right now, because we will eventually come back to in-person learning. And when you do, you're going to want to make sure you've done everything before that so you're not lost when you come back. And for you freshmen, biggest thing, and you're going to hear it 1,000 times, and I probably already said it in another video, I think, for Mr. Preboy, get involved in something. Find a way to attach yourself to this building, whether it's through sports, whether it's through clubs and activities, or volunteering, or whatever it is. You will find your high school experience to be much more rewarding if you find a way to attach yourself to it. And if you feel like, hey, I'm not an athlete, you know, clubs aren't just my thing, then our student section, a lot of our kids just attach themselves to the student section and actually come and watch the athletics and the sports, and that's the way that they attach themselves. But they always have a much more pleasurable experience if they're involved in something.
That's great advice. That's great advice. So, Mr. Ambrose, thank you for your time. Obviously,
Absolutely.
guys, if you meet somebody, you know, this would be our normal thing. We'd shake hands afterwards and say, hey, I appreciate it. But I hope you guys use this as a model, and we'll probably see a better interview. I'm Mr. Coventry, if you guys know him or will meet him, is the real interview aficionado at our school. So use this as an example. I'll give you guys some liberties to kind of sculpt and create your own questions, but this is exactly what I'm hoping that you guys will do with this project, and that you can bring it back and learn something and share with me something and teach me something too. So, Mr. Ambrose, thank you again.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.